What is going on, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by Galadon Gaming. We are talking about making them Twitch. Yes, Clash Royale action, and it's kind of fun to turn the tables on these guys because I'm used to being the one that shows up in a battle and suddenly my opponent's like, wow, I know who you are. I'm like, oh great, here comes the pressure. But for a change, I ran into a couple of pretty well-known streamers, at least one of which was live on the air as this battle went down. And I have checked out SCW in the past. He also is a former #1 player in the world. And I do remember one of his streams, he spent something like $5,000 in gems, got himself up to max level, which I believe at the time was level 12. Obviously, he is level 13 now, and the pressure is on. But I was kind of hoping he was live streaming because I know that that added pressure doesn't help make battles any easier. So SCW has the giant deck. He's also got barbarians. He's got the princess in there, and she's working on my left tower. I did some pretty good damage to his right lane tower pretty early, so I'm feeling confident right now, just trying to sit back and slowly grind away at that right lane tower. But definitely playing extra cautious right now, just being very conservative and trying to react more than go out on the offensive. After that first successful push, here come the barbarians, easily countered within range of the tower. The Valkyrie and the tower get the job done, but here comes the Royal Giant supported by a princess. So the cannon won't be enough. We've got all sorts of units down now. The zap spell helps out. The skeletons can get some work done, and the Royal Giant does not get a single shot off on the tower once that cannon went down. Back into reset, just again trying to focus on playing reactive, playing slowly, and not getting ahead of myself, and also not getting caught low on elixir. So I wait until about 9 before I drop the pump, hoping that I've got the cards to counter whatever push comes next. Here it is. It starts with minions and a princess on the opposite side. So I've committed that poison spell, unfortunately, to the right lane, but I did want to get more damage on that right lane tower anyway. So I had to figure, yes, this was going to happen again. Left lane push, barbarians. I've got the Valkyrie again. This time, I've got the Musketeer and the Skeletons. They clear the push and the princess, and check out this Hog Rider that goes down the right lane. He's going to have the Musketeer to help out with the cannon, the poison spell as well, and that is huge. Check this out. 1 shot on the tower, 2 shots on the tower, 3 shots, and 4 shots on that tower. Just about takes it down. 224 hit points remain. Just have to defend this Royal Giant on the left-hand side. Again, it goes down. Poison spell works out beautifully right here. Helps me with the minions, gets the princess out of the way. 20 seconds remaining, and I know that that right lane tower is less than a poison spell from going down. It's just a matter of stalling him long enough. We knew this Royal Giant was coming again. I'm fine with it firing on the elixir collector. I've got the cannon up in front. That should stall the Royal Giant long enough to get the poison down. And sure enough, as time runs out, my left tower is in trouble, but it isn't going to happen. I grab the crown just before he can. A very, very close game. A couple more seconds and we end up in overtime, and who knows what happens there. Now, sure enough, the very next battle, I end up against Smurf of Blue Phoenix. Now, I had never seen one of his streams, but the name was very familiar, and I had a feeling, I just had this funny feeling that I knew him from somewhere. Sure enough, I checked out later, and yes, he was live streaming as this battle happened. In fact, I went into the chat and, well, nobody believed it was me. So it is what it is. But the battle was a good one. It was very close. A couple of level 13 players, and you can see that Smurf has got that minor deck. And this deck, I have to admit, gives me all sorts of problems usually. It is such a difficult deck for me to counter. But right there, a beautiful drop of the Valkyrie grabs 2 groups of units, so a big positive elixir trade on my end, and I'm feeling pretty good right here, even though I haven't gotten any damage on his towers. That right there kind of put me in control for the next 30 seconds or so of the battle. I see the princess coming. I've got a pump down, and he doesn't, so that also makes me feel good. And right here, Mini P.E.K.K.A. with the fire spirits try to distract with the skeletons, but they get in there and get a lot of damage off that right lane tower so fast. It is so tough to stop that Mini P.E.K.K.A, or should I say, if you don't stop it, it is so much damage that can come off in a very short period of time. But here comes the counter push. Hog Rider, Valkyrie, Musketeer getting to the tower, putting me ahead, more damage than he did, and that Musketeer is still at full health or nearly full health, and sure enough, she is going to get a few very important shots on that tower, a couple, and that gets it down to about 1,400 hit points, and the game again is super, super close, but I do have the advantage of the elixir pump working for me, so that kind of gives me a sense of confidence, a sense that maybe I will be able to build an elixir advantage. And I drop another pump next to the damage tower and a poison spell. Not always a great idea. I know I advise against this, to simply grab a princess and the tower damage. Would have liked to have had it right here to stop this mess of units. Here comes another mini P.E.K.K.A. Luckily, I am able to stop her with the Valkyrie, the Musketeer, the tower, and the Musketeer moves forward again, protected by the Hog Rider again, and the Hog Rider trying to get through the Barbarians. And with the use of the poison spell, the Hog gets 2 shots in. The Hog Rider plus the poison spell the end of that tower, and a 1-0 lead with just 30 seconds remaining and over 1,000 hit points on that right lane tower. Just a matter of shifting into full defensive mode, trying to save that tower. I know he doesn't have a Royal Giant. He's got the Miner combo, and it's just a matter of holding him off. Here comes a poison spell. Walk right into it. Minion horde. There they go. Nobody's getting to the tower. Less than 10 seconds remain, and this battle is all over. The Miner, as I say, is going to be too little, too late. Time is going to run out, and I grab the 1 crown victory. So another very well fought and very close match. Just grabbing it over Smurf there. It could have really gone either way, but that last Miner did not quite get down in time, and I just stole the 1 crown win, and there it is. So strange to see these guys back to back. Now, I've played YouTubers and streamers before, but it was just so odd to see 2 in a row like that. Thought I would show you guys the log. Now, speaking of miners and strange combinations and close battles, I thought I would show this one against, I'm assuming not a YouTuber or a live streamer, but you never know. A level 12 player, and a very close match would ensue. I'm using what I like to call the Hog Smoke deck, the Hog Rider and the poison spell. You can see that my opponent has the Hog Rider also, but he's brought the Inferno Tower, and the Miner and the mini P.E.K.K.A. Such a complicated deck. And the Inferno Tower, although it is deadly, it's not a great elixir trade at 5 elixir to stop my big win condition card, which is, of course, the Hog Rider. Now, even though the Hog Rider is being nerfed, I have a feeling that this deck could stick around a little bit, simply because the Valkyrie Musketeer is another win condition setup. I mean, that Musketeer, if she can get in there and be protected by any sort of unit, can just devastate a tower. I do particularly love to get her in behind a Valkyrie, but of course against air units like the Minion Horde, things don't work out so well. She no longer has a hero, a protector, so I throw in the Hog Rider instead, and there is the unpleasant surprise of the Inferno Tower, followed by another unpleasant surprise. The mini P.E.K.K.A. wipes out my Musketeer, moving in for the tower, and right here, a mistaken drop of the Valkyrie, 1 space too far to the right and just a little bit too late, lets that mini P.E.K.K.A. get in, and oops is right. That is a lot of damage off my left lane tower, and I'm not feeling so great about this battle, except for the fact that I have the elixir pumps going. Here comes the Hog Rider, countered by, of course, the cannon, which of course has since been nerfed, as were the skeletons, so maybe the more I look at it, this deck isn't going to be so great, but who knows what we'll throw in instead of that Hog Rider and the cannon. How about a P.E.K.K.A. and a Tesla? Who knows? But I do love my Valkyrie Musketeer combination. One of my favorite setups to get going after a tower at the same time, especially if the opponent does not have minions. Now here, I chose to sit back and wait simply because I knew that was coming up, the Inferno Tower, and rather than trying to accompany that Valkyrie with a push, I dropped that second Elixir Collector. Surprisingly, his Miner goes after the tower, not after the Elixir Collector there, so we get some damage on the tower. I've got the Musketeer moving forward, Fireball on the Musketeer, so she is going to stay alive though, and now the Hog Rider, the Valkyrie move in. The Hog pushes the Valk right up to the tower, and we get all sorts of damage on that tower. In fact, it is down. We are countering his Hog. In the meantime, it works out really well. We've taken the 1-0 crown lead with 20 seconds remaining, but you'll see that left lane tower badly damaged. Here comes in the Miner, but the poison spell may be enough to slow things down. 200 hit points, and we're going to rotate all the way around in the final seconds of this battle to the poison spell once again, and watch me drop it right here, and that is just probably, hopefully, maybe, I'm thinking, was it enough? I don't know. It felt like The poison spell grabbed me, the wind slowed that miner down just enough that he didn't finish off that tower, and I grabbed the 1 crown win. But hats off to those guys who live stream their high level battles because the pressure is really on. I know I don't really particularly care to do it, but let me know what you guys want to see from future episodes. Thank you as always for your time. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Please do subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and I hope to see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galley Dog, live streaming, eh? Maybe I should try a bit.